and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Binch Bros podcast. I am Kiyo.
And I'm Sejun.
Yeah. And this is the Binch Bros podcast, a video game variety podcast where we talk about just about anything, everything, but mostly video games. Hi there.
How is everyone?
Yeah.
We
let's
should
hear
say
from you right now.
ladies and gentlemen.
Peoples of the nation.
Well, what if they're listening in Germany?
Peoples of the world. Of the universe.
How about just listeners? Welcome back, listeners, or something.
Welcome back, friends. Well, you could do the intro next time, or just remind me because
I'm not complaining. I'm just like thinking.
Yeah,
just spitballing because it's a once a month thing.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to emphasize that we are a video game podcast, or at this point, a variety. Because sometimes we drift off, but most of the time we're talking about video games.
Did you know I'm going to Korea next month?
It's Binch Bros. Oh yeah, you did. Next week, right? Or pretty much
no, not next week.
Month.
I'm going on like in the closer to the middle of the month.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I haven't been there in 10 years.
Ooh, nice.
Isn't that exciting?
You're just gonna go there to see family and stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna see family. I'm gonna just hang out. I'm gonna do Korea stuff. Gonna see Korean people. Eat Korean food.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll live there.
Oh. That's gonna mess with our podcast a little bit.
I don't know if it will. I think we can still record. We don't live near each other.
Yeah, but it's either it's gonna be in the morning for you, or the super night, or
it's
gonna be
13 hours ahead
or something. I don't even know how that equates. So then, like we're
in the same time zone
1 p.m.
right now.
And then 2 p.m., 2 a.m. for you. Yeah. So if we were to record at 5 p.m., it would be 6 a.m. for you.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Super early morning. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Or reverse, and then regardless, one of us is gonna have the worst end of the deal, depending.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If we don't wake up.
We also stay up pretty late sometimes. Like I stayed up till like 6 a.m. last night.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I stayed up till 6 a.m. playing Monster Hunter World Iceborne.
But that game is really good.
Definitely
and
lost track of time. I definitely was like, I think it's like 2 or something. And I see the sunrise, and I'm like, ooh, damn.
Oof.
So that's something. Because it's like, it's weird because it's like, I don't know. I feel like the fights last a really long time, but you don't realize how long they last.
Yeah.
You know, like there's like 50-minute time limits on a lot of them, but you're just like, you know, you're playing and all of a sudden it says like 10 minutes remaining and you're like, what? Like, I'm using up all that time?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That monster hasn't even jumped to the second area.
I wanted to talk to you about what we were talking, or I wanted to finish we were having a conversation about game music.
Music. Yeah.
And I find that cool. We're talking about
I've recently been listening to, I was recently listening to Nier Automata.
Is that your favorite video game like soundtrack?
Right now, yeah. I keep cycling back towards it, so but I really like Fortress of Lies. That one was a good one.
What's the composer's name?
I don't know.
There's a composer that did both Nier games. He worked on Automata as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really good composer. Okabe. It's Keiichi Okabe. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I didn't want to try to pronounce any of these. Trying would be of disgrace and a dishonor to our podcast and the composer.
So there's a vocalist. She is not Japanese. I think she's American, but I could be wrong.
I guess, yeah.
But she and him like worked on a lot of the songs on the 2 Nier games, and they're usually not in any language. They're not in Japanese and they're not in English. It's like a made up language. And it takes like elements of like, you know, Celtic and I almost went on a tangent about the Boston Celtics right now because why they're called the Celtics when it's Celtic, but I'm not gonna do that.
It has feels of Celtic, yes.
Yeah, and like French and all sorts of different languages and and it's really cool. But we were talking about that one song that you like, and then I recommended you a song that there's many versions of called "Song of the Ancients." What I wanted to bring up before we start recording, and I was like, I might as well bring this up on the podcast because this is kind of interesting. Is in the first Nier, is much more of a it feels more like a fantasy role playing game for a while. It's how Nier Automata is like very sci-fi. The first one feels more fantasy. Later you realize stuff about it, but there's like a town, like in Zelda or any RPG, there's like a town where your main character Nier, his name's Nier. I guess you can change it, but like Zelda, but he lives in.
You mean Link?
Yeah. Did you know if you put in Zelda in the first Zelda game, I think, as your name, like you unlocked Master Quest?
What the heck?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong, but like it's something like that. Like if you put your name in as Zelda, you just get to play the hard version of that game.
Oh, okay. You mean Ocarina of Time, or do you mean like
no? I mean
the
Zelda.
first Zelda.
Yeah, I mean the Legend of Zelda for NES and Famicom.
Gotcha. Yes.
Anyway,
interesting. That's interesting.
But I mean, don't take that as gospel because I never played that game.
I will.
Never played NES Zelda. No, I actually did play it. I don't. Well, I don't. Think
I heard it was hard.
I'm sure.
But specifically because there was no game saves. And
no, I think there's saves in that game.
Time or something.
I think you can save in Zelda. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I thought you could. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know much about Zelda.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
The thing I was trying to get back to was about the song of the ancients. It's called the song.
Yes.
Called the Song of the Ancients. It's cool because it's like the main theme of the world, kind of. Yeah. And so how it works, which is really interesting, is so it's got a really cool, distinct melody, and it kind of like so when you're in the town, it's like usually the chapters open up with you're in your house, with your daughter for us in America, but in Japan, I think the character was different. The relationship was different. It was your brother. It's weird. They changed it for us because we don't like. At the time, all our action heroes were like these gruff older dudes, so they made our Nier like this gruff older guy instead of this like pretty boy. It's interesting. It's really fascinating. You should look into the story of Nier. It's weird, but anyway, So he's the father in this one. So you're living with your daughter, and the version of the song starts playing. Then you walk out the door. And it seamlessly like transitions into a different version of the same song, but with different instrumentation. Because it's like now it's like you're in the town, and then if you walk into like a certain area, like at a certain point in the story, do you remember Devila and Popola in Nier Automata?
Yes, I do. I actually want to cosplay as one of them.
So they're in Nier. They're in Nier Gestalt and Replicant.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're
oh, they did mention that before in Nier Automata.
Yeah, they're different characters, but it's like you find out people. Well, Nier, the whole thing is like anyway, I'm not gonna go into the story of Nier. But anyway, Devila and Popola are there. And I don't know if it's Devila or Popola, but one of them runs like the town library, which actually you go back to in Automata, and then the other one is like hanging out, and she's out by the fountain, I think, and she has a guitar, and she's like, if you walk into that area of the town, the song cuts to her. It's diegetic. It's in the moment of her playing the song on the guitar and singing it instead of So now she's singing it and she's playing the guitar and all the other instrumentation's gone. But then if you go out into the field, it like becomes this other orchestrated version. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really. I mean, in Nier Automata, that's basically the same thing where it transitions from the original song to 8-bit, and then there's also variants of
whenever
like,
you hack and stuff.
Yeah, when you hack, and then there's also different variants of like, because like I went through the jukebox in Nier Automata, the jukebox you play with, you could use that, and it'll give you basically 3 variants, or 4 actually, depending, and like the first 3 are basically the same, but it's like lo-fi, like normal, and then like battle mode, and then
with vocals, without vocals.
Yeah, with vocals, without it. Yeah, it's and I loved that feature. I love that feature so much.
Yeah,
and like I could
really
see
cool.
how, and that really makes me want to play Nier Drolt or something, right?
It's it's just called Nier in the United States. There's just 2 versions in Japan. There's Nier Gestalt and Nier Replicant.
Well, I want to play Nier or whatever, because like I do love, and that's the same composer too that did it for both of them.
Yeah, Keiji Okabe, and same singer too.
Yeah, I really love his work.
They got one
that's
more
actually pretty
singer for Automata. She sings the song. She sings the other singer. The new singer sings on the final song of Nier Automata, the big,
I think I remember this.
the big one where it's like in English, and it's like you're fighting with the credits or whatever. Spoilers a little bit for Nier Automata, but
it's been a while.
Yeah,
statutes of
play
limitations.
the game, guys.
It's
I know
really
there's
good.
people who still haven't finished it, but
I know one, and I just spoiled it for him because he's never got to get around to it.
I know one. I haven't spoiled it for him yet. He's a listener of this podcast, Timmy Red. Finish the game, Timmy, and then
finish it. It's great.
We will spoil the game.
No, we already did do that though. We have a podcast, so he might have heard it already.
I think he might have.
We did a spoiler cast. Okay, good. Okay, good.
He's playing through Ni no Kuni right now, I think, which is one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. Probably my favorite. And that one, you should play that sometime if you're into JRPGs.
It, and I think I downloaded it at one point, and then I just never got around to it.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's just one of those games, man. It's really good stuff. That one, yeah.
Well, really good. I'll probably pick it up then.
It's like Dragon Quest meets Tales meets Pokemon. That's a good way to describe it, I guess.
Interesting. Okay.
Pokemon. And then the second one, I think, even adds elements of a Dark Cloud with like the city building. There's like a little bit of city management in the second one.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Another game to play.
I know. I mean, I bought Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, and never even turned it on.
Yeah.
Because and it looks so good. It looks so pretty. It's like they did all the right stuff in terms of like, making it look better than the first game, but like, still keep the charm of it. I love the design of all the characters in the world. I like how it's a totally different angle on the story. You're like I think you're a prince in that one. You're this young prince, and I don't know what happens in the story, but like, he's thrust into a leadership role way before he's ready for it, and it's like,
of course, the classic leadership
and
not ready
and
trope.
With that, like, comes like a city management part of the game, and I was like, that's really interesting, and like, I would want to play that.
That's just like you have to get these. You have to make a building for your workers to put logs in. You have to put a building to house them.
It's
a building to like.
It's just
is it one of those?
I don't know. I haven't played it. It's just I just know it's gonna be like a 100-hour game, and I'm like, I don't have the energy for that right now.
Is Ni no Kuni a like 100-hour game too?
I mean, I think it can be if you want it to be. Like,
depends.
If you want to go for all the familiars and you want to.
Like Detroit, basically, like how there's like stuff you could still go. Well, that's different. Because you could go back and then change your choices or whatever.
In Ni no Kuni, they do this really cool thing for the end game. It's really cool. You get these punch cards, like when you go to like a restaurant, or not a restaurant, but like a fast food joint. Yeah, and they give you like a punch card, and it's like you come in.
And the 7th one is free.
Yeah, exactly. So you get these punch cards with objectives, Like and they're like pretty simple, but like I think they're like kind of tough too sometimes. It's like this is for the end game, and like so how you get your like high level like materials and stuff like that is you like fill out these punch cards, and like it's so satisfying. It's like the most satisfying thing. Like I was like, wow, this is great. Like and you turn them in, and it's like it makes you go visit like towns that like you already left like way in the story, but then when you go back there,
to go back.
For the end game it's actually really cool because like stuff changes and like stuff shows up in these cities that you had left, and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have come back here and discovered this if it wasn't for this punch card system,
this end game system. Yeah,
I remember I really dug that.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I love that.
Also, it's got like probably one of my favorite stories in video games, so that's another good one. Really good story. Yeah.
Wow.
Very moving.
It's gonna be tough to beat.
Oh, for Ni no Kuni 2, it's gonna be tough to beat for sure. I'm looking at that one. It's interesting because Ni no Kuni 1 didn't like blow the world away, but it blew my world away. Right? But like so like Ni no Kuni 2 also didn't seem to blow the world away, but like I'm just hoping maybe when I play it, I'll have a different response to it than like, the critics are like, yeah, this game's pretty good. But like, they said that about Ni no Kuni 1. And to me, I'm like, that's like one of the best games ever. So like Ni no Kuni 2 might like also be like one of the best games ever for me, Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely add it to my list of games that I need to play. I mean, it's right there. So I have it. I don't remember when I bought it, but I got it. And I might have 2 as well.
I have so many games I haven't played that I buy.
Yeah.
I just bought one.
What game? What game is it?
Code Vein.
Code Vein!
Well, it just came out, so I haven't played it. But I did buy it, and I'm like ready to play it.
I was mean to ask you at some point, but Bloodstained, did you say that was the game that was really good?
It is good,
Did Erica play that?
Erica is playing that, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you finished it.
That's on Xbox. Game Pass.
Oh, awesome! You should pick it up.
Not sponsored at all. I was gonna pick. I was thinking about picking it up. It's right there.
Dude,
I play it on my PC too.
Xbox Game Pass has Gears of War 5, right? Isn't that on Game Pass?
Sure. Yeah.
That looks awesome.
About Gears. I don't care about Gears anymore. Gears is just a game I don't care too much about.
It looks really cool. I would
that and
play
Halo.
that. I've never even like finished any of them because I never had an Xbox 360. But like,
yeah.
But like 4, I didn't seem super interested in. But like 5, like reading all the reviews, I'm like, I would play that game. That game looks dope.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. I never really got, into it for some reason. I think it was mainly because I eventually ended up just getting a PS4 and no one was on Xbox because I would want to play it, but not alone, I guess.
That's the part that I'm interested in, the single player, not the like. I don't really. I'm not super
for
into
5
it.
Or all of them.
For 5 especially, but I mean I know the story in 1 through 3 is like really good. Like from what I like. Timmy is a huge fan of those games. Like story wise, like he doesn't. I don't think he really plays the multiplayer, but like in the 4, I think it was like it was received all right. I think some people really liked it. Some people were like more lukewarm on it because it's like the next generation, right? It's like kind of like the kids, Gears kids kind of.
Yeah,
and then that's right. The 5 again, like I guess it like really develops those characters, and that was like Xbox's big hit. They needed one.
I guess
they really needed one because like Crackdown 3 came out and that sucked. State of Decay is not gonna blow anyone away. Crackdown 3 came out,
Oof.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it did.
Yeah, dude. It was a rough time for a while. Scalebound got canceled. Remember?
Of course. Yeah. No. Yeah. That was very upsetting.
They're doing an interesting thing, Xbox, where their exclusives weren't hitting, but they were like really doing cool stuff with like they're partnering with Nintendo right now. They're gonna release Ori on Switch. Like that's awesome. Like they're like really good. Their whole Game Pass system where you can buy all their games on PC. Like
they switch between or play between the two. Yeah, it's really.
There's that like controller that they made, that custom controller, which is like really good for like anyone like if you have like disability or something. Like Microsoft really kills it in a lot of different directions. Their first party like games weren't hitting though, like they just didn't have like that app, that killer IP.
Yeah.
I mean, Halo.
I mean, compared to like PS4, we got a lot of good ones.
Right, yeah, like there hasn't been a Halo yet, right? Is there for Xbox One? Like the last Halo?
I don't think so.
Oh no, I think there was. I
Halo
think Halo
Guardians?
Yeah, you're right. I think that was Xbox One. I don't think it exactly. It then set the world on fire, and then like like that was like their big franchise. That and Gears, and then Gears 4. Of course, also didn't like really do much for people, but then Gears 5 is like I think they're turning the ship around towards the end of this generation.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
good job, Microsoft. You're coming back.
Yeah,
I think there's actually a few other games that I think are coming out. That's really good too. But
yeah, remember what was that? Was that Sea of Thieves that like kind of like floundered? Oof. Like, I mean, it wasn't like No Man's Sky, but like for Sony at least, like they didn't just have No Man's Sky. They also had like Horizon and like Spider-Man and all these huge God of War.
God of War. Jesus, it's like the same.
Yeah, and I mean, like you can get away with like releasing like
Bloodborne.
You can get away with releasing like Days Gone if you also have like like Last of Us 2 on your console. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if some people really like Days Gone though, I haven't played that one.
Is that out too?
It's been out, yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still.
That's a very different story than Crackdown 3 though. Crackdown 3 was like maligned. People did not like Crackdown 3 at all.
No, that is a shame.
Days Gone, people were like, it's really good.
We should talk about what games we played this month. I was about to say week again. Just because we are in a not time constraint. I am for sure because I need to go somewhere before 8.
Ahead, yeah.
So, yeah. Do you want to kick it off on games you played or?
Sure.
Pass the ball.
Yeah, I've just been playing Monster Iceborne came out. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So I've been spending a lot of time with that one, and it's really great.
Have you collected everything in the DLC yet, or the expansion?
No, I think that'd be impossible to collect everything. No, it's humongous. It's bigger than Monster Hunter World, So it's like,
well, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, it's crazy
because then that means when I come in, I will have plenty to do. I'll be behind.
Oh yeah, it'll be a grind for sure. But like it's fun. It's a fun grind.
Yeah. If it's definitely more than like a Monster Hunter as well, World, then like you're already paying too much. You're paying way more. Not way more.
You're paying
way less.
Yeah, no, it's a huge expansion. Yeah, they the new mechanics that they've added for every weapon is really cool.
Cool.
Like the Clutch Claw really changes the game.
Yeah.
You remember how when we played, it was all about flash pods, like flash podding monsters that are flying and stuff. Yeah, that doesn't.
It's not out of meta.
Take the flash pods out of all your.
Okay, so how do you take down flyers with?
I mean, like
then?
No, like the flash pods will like down them, but they'll get right up. Like they don't stay down anymore.
Oh, they got nerfed then, I guess.
No, this is just for master rank. Like it works still on high rank. Like if you go help out old like new players or something, but like master rank monsters don't stay down. The Clutch Claw, that thing is really cool. Like knocking monsters into walls or out of the sky. Like my builds are totally different now. Like I play with Agitator a lot because like Agitator is this
it's the one where they get raged, right? When
it makes you like hit like do more damage to enraged monsters. It's like a skill. And like so like you're either if a monster is not enraged, which is good, like because then you can knock them into a wall with your Clutch Claw, and that does so much damage. And then you do that to them and then they get enraged. Yeah, and now you got your damage buff. It's like I'm like that's in all my sets now. Like it's like I have to run it that way. It's just like
if that makes sense because if the mechanic is like you do more damage, but before it gets enraged, then once it gets there, you're already buffed. I'm assuming you can't like push them into walls anymore after they're enraged, right?
Yeah, they don't flinch anymore. But like then you get your buff.
But that works. So, yeah,
you're stoked on that, and then like. Yeah, I don't know. It's really fun because so right now, right before we did our podcast, actually we started. I was doing guiding. It's kind of a spoiler, I guess. It's end game stuff. I was doing end game stuff, trying to get this one sword that I really wanted. It was no, I had the sword. I've had it, but I wanted to get a health augment for it, so I could get health back from. And that's like pretty end game stuff in this one. It's not like easy to get. And then so I was doing that, fighting the new tempered elder dragons in this new area. And that was really fun. And I finally got all the things I needed for it. And I was just like, yes. Now I'm working towards a different thing. Trying to upgrade my agitator charm. It's fun. There's always like a thing that you want to like gun for, you know? Yeah. And like next.
Are you doing longsword?
Yeah, I'm playing with longsword. Next thing I want to do is upgrade my charge blade, you know, and start messing with charge blade. Then I'll start like messing with my lances, you know, and
but that's I always love Monster Hunter for that, where like as soon as you change a weapon, like everything changes, and it's like it's a different game already.
The twists that they've added to these monsters are really fun too, like you know, Valhazak. Like, you know, he was such a pushover in Monster Hunter World, and he's like, he's still like kind of a pushover, but he's just like so much more like you're dealing with that effluvium so much more with him now. Yeah, like he's just constantly spewing it from like not just from his face anymore. It's just like coming out of all over his body. Yeah, he's got all these like mold like clumps on his body, and it's just like. So he'll be like,
did they actually like change his like model and everything too?
Yeah, he's different looking. Yeah, it's a new. It's like a variant of him. It's called Black Veil Valhazak, and he's like so you know when he does his garbage beam. Yeah. So usually when he does garbage beam, you can run up to his side and start attacking him. But now he has these like spore clumps on his body, which like intermittently just like spew. Like effluvium, it's really disgusting. It's kind of cool.
Just describing it. Anyone listening and eating food, we apologize.
But you know, it's because he's just like this moldy, disgusting, rotted thing. But like so you're like now you have to be careful when you're running up to him because like it'll cover you in effluvium and you know get you the blight, but it could also like dock you on your ass. That's happened to me. I was walking up to him. I got sprayed by like his like side leakage and like knocked me over, and I was like, it was so gross. I was like, ew, and it like you know halves your health bar or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, but I'm like trying not to run. You want to run like you know, like I don't know. It's like when you get to end game of Monster Hunter World, you go for like damage over everything. You know. And
try not to get hit at all. I mean, usually at that point, you're pretty good at avoiding damage too, right?
It's interesting. They've changed some of the skills. Like a lot of like you remember how attack was king in Monster Hunter World. Like everyone wanted attack boost.
I can't remember what I did. I could have swore I did more like crit damage than anything.
Yeah, they buffed it. They buffed or they nerfed damage, like or they nerfed attack, and they like now they didn't nerf it. It's just like all the ceilings went high, and like attack used to be like it is the same stat. It's like a flat stat where it's like you know plus 10 attack, but like now like everything's higher, so plus 10 attack doesn't mean as much, you know. So now and all the critical skills, the critical eye and all that, like all your affinity skills, those are percentage based. So those even though they stayed the same because all the numbers are higher, you're getting more numbers from the criticals based stuff. So it's like everything just like, you know, like it all shifted a little bit. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool to see how it shifted. It's like changing you up.
I think I just remembered what my set was because I think I did like different elements. And I think it was Insect Glaive that I was working with too. And I don't think I ever, and it was always mostly crit damage too. So I don't remember doing damage.
Everyone
just strictly raw damage.
Everyone ran like Master's Touch a lot, right? And like I have a Master's Touch build too, but like these new armor skills, there's like new special armor skills which are really cool. Yeah. Like because what they do instead of like how it works is it's so cool, Kiyo, because it's like okay, there's like certain skills like even agitator, even like if there's a armor that like the armor set bonus like uncaps the normal cap of agitator to a higher cap. So so and stuff like that. So like you'll get like my favorite that I run is a Tigrex. Tigrex is one of the monsters. One of the he's a returning monster from an older game. There's like his armor and like variants of him. Like there's a variant of him too. But like they share this. Like you can mix match parts of like Tigrex or like this other Tigrex version. Because it's all the same armor skill. But as long as you have 3 of those pieces, you could uncap your free meal. So you can raise free meal from 25% to 75%, which is really good because like now like most hunts like because I'm not the most skillful dodger. I do take hits. I do get blights, and I'll just like heal that stuff off. And it's just like for free.
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot of coalescence is a really crazy skill. That's a new skill that's in the game. It's basically,
what does that do?
If you recover from any effect, whether that's stun, any blight, any, any like fire, you're set on fire for a second, any effect, as soon as you recover from it, you get a 90 seconds of damage boost.
Like immunity?
It's damage boost.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a version that makes you evade better too from effects, but I think the damage boost one's more interesting, Better.
It's a high risk, high reward. But again.
But I mean it's anything. Like you can literally go into like if you're fighting a monster in an area and there's like fire, like lava, you can step on the lava for a second and then roll out of it.
Like you trigger it before. It doesn't have to be from the monster.
Yeah, you can do it any way you want. Or even how sometimes you get this. You're fighting Teostra and he puts blast blight everywhere, and then you get kind of covered in blast blight and you roll out of it. You don't even take damage. That counts. So you can always have it up.
I feel like there's
crazy.
something you can do specific. You are always able to do specifically to your character, like inflict.
Yeah, I don't think there is. Yeah, I don't think you can like purposefully
set yourself on fire.
You can walk into lava, but you can't like.
But like if there's no lava around,
you can't like bring a thing. But I mean, almost every monster has like something going on. Like I think, and you just need it to happen once.
Poisoned. I think like Kulu-Yaku might not have anything.
Yeah, and I mean, anyone can stun you.
I guess.
Yeah. But like, you only need it to happen to you once. That's a cool thing. Like, I wonder if screams probably don't count. I don't know. I haven't messed with coalescence too much, but like, I was looking into it and I was like, that does sound.
But that's a new skill, and it sounds really good.
Yeah, and there's like hundreds of these, or I don't know if there's hundreds, but there's like a ton.
But there's a whole bunch of other ones that you haven't even discovered like more, or do you keep discovering more?
No, I mean like it's so community based, right? Like I'm like looking online all the time and seeing other people talk about new uses for things. Like there was one that I didn't find very interesting at first, Namiel Divinity, that it's from a new monster. It's like the set bonus, and what it did is it like raises your like elemental attack after after you consistently attack. It like gives you like free element and then raises your element attack or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever, that sounds whatever. But then like I just saw a video today about someone being like, hey, this is actually like a really cool skill because like check this out, and like they're showing off why
shit
it's
tons
cool.
of damage.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I think there's a lot of stuff I'm figuring out. Like bombs. Like how you always bomb a monster when they're asleep.
Yeah.
So like now I realize like sometimes like if a monster goes to sleep enraged and then you bomb them and then they wake up enraged, and it's like kind of tough to fight. But longswords don't have a move that does a ton of one-hit damage, like greatsword or something. So what I've been doing now is I'll clutch claw onto the monster's face while they're asleep. Yeah. And then they're still enraged, but they like, because they're getting up, they can be flinch shot. Normally you can't flinch shot them when they're enraged, but because they're just waking up, you can. So I'll like flinch shot them into a wall to get that damage, and get a knockdown. I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff. It's
that
really
sounds very.
cool.
I didn't even know you could like. I didn't know there was a flinch shot.
Flinch shot is so fun. It does like crazy damage, and I feel like it keeps doing more damage like as the fight goes on, because it's
Yeah.
like because you wound the monster's face, like
So
every time you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It'll get worse.
there's this new mechanic of wounding a monster. You
Oh.
wound a part. Remember weakness exploit? So
Yeah.
they like nerfed and buffed it simultaneously. So it's like it does a little less affinity now normally on a weak spot. But if you weaken a spot, then it does more than it used to.
It's like the pikes in Dauntless then?
I'm not sure. I never played that one.
Have you? Oh, right, you have.
Yeah.
Well, in Dauntless, there's a similar thing where you could wound a specific part of the body with the pike.
Okay.
And I main pike, and basically, you just keep hitting the same spot, and then it glows, and then eventually, like if you keep hitting it at the same spot, it breaks and it's wounded.
Yeah,
and it helps like get more parts out of that too.
That's interesting. Yeah, that sounds similar. Like basically, what happens is when you wound a spot on a monster, it leaves the damage spot. So now that spot is vulnerable more to everyone gets damage. Anyone who hits it gets damage on it. And then if it's like it's really interesting. Like on certain monsters, like there's I'm gonna spoil it a little bit, I guess, but there's a gold Raytheon. Okay, that's like a new Raytheon variant. It has the best longsword, by the way, so I got it. But
okay, cool. Nice.
That's what I'm running right now. It's really good. But anyway, gold Raytheon has a head that's like like the head is armored. So it's like if you're like below white sharpness, probably you'll bounce if you hit the head. Like it's like and there's a new level of sharpness, by the way, too. Like I'm not gonna get into all that. But
what color is it?
It's purple. It's purple.
Oh, purple.
It's interesting. It's like it's good, but I think from what I'm reading online, the jump from blue to white is way bigger than white to purple, like in terms of damage and affinity. So it's like it's not necessarily it's good to have, but it's like. Don't sweat it.
Like
white still. Yeah, if you have
it's basically still like white.
Because you can have a big chunk of white now. Remember how you can have a big chunk of blue and a little bit of white? Now you can have a big chunk of white and a little bit of purple.
You know what? That was the other part of my set, at least, where the sharpness doesn't degrade every time you. Yeah.
Oh, you were doing you were running protective polish or something.
I think something like that. No, not protective polish, because that's when
Master's touch. You're talking about Master's touch.
Yes,
yeah.
I
When
think
you
it's
get the critical hits and
critical. It doesn't take off.
But see, because Master's touch requires 3 Teostra pieces, I don't run it because I want those Tigrex pieces to get that free meal. Yeah. That's that's like how I play.
Tigrex. No, free meal is awesome.
Free meal is really good. I do have a Master's touch set though that I do have just in the because every now and then I'm like, let me just fight a monster for 20 minutes without my bar ever dropping below white. That's fun too.
Well, I think if anything, you should just have, if you're in a team, you should have one person that has the master touch temporarily, at least until they start wounding someone, right? Until wounding the part that can't get hit other than white, and then switch out to a damage.
Right. I guess you're right. No. It's interesting. Yeah, because with Master's Touch, if a monster is like Lavosioth or something, right? Who's hardened, Master's Touch would suck against that, right? Because you would you wouldn't be getting criticals.
Just bounce.
Yeah. So. But I bet he's way easier to fight now because you could wound and break all his pieces. I haven't fought him in Master.
I don't know. Does it work? Because I think in Dauntless there was the same thing where they could regenerate their bodies, and Lavoisius is one of those where they could get lava back on their bodies again.
But
does that
you can
count,
break. You could break him. I think you could. That's what I was gonna say with Gold Raytheon. His head isn't a weak spot, but if you wound it, then you can do more damage to it, and then eventually you could break it. And once you break it, it becomes a weak spot.
Okay.
So it's
cool.
I don't know. Yeah, this game rules. It's one of the best games I've ever
played.
I can't wait
to. I can't wait to pick it up again. I mean,
you gonna pick it up again?
Yeah, I for sure before the end of this year, I'm gonna pick it up again for damn sure. But it's just Monster Hunter came back again. What was it 2014 when this game came out? When Monster Hunter World came out?
No, it was last year.
What? No.
2 years ago.
Can we not do this? I want to say 2 years ago.
No, I feel it's only been out for a year before. Maybe a little after a year. Maybe it was a year and a half, and then Iceborne came out.
I feel like we've done this so many times.
Look it up. I don't think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I mean, I think it was 2017, 2018.
2018.
Yeah, there it is. March of 2018. Yeah, it was only last year.
Oh my god! It always feels like it's been out for years for me. Every time.
Why?
And it's just such a good. I don't know.
I've sank like years of my life into it.
That's probably what it is.
I've played Monster Hunter World more than I've played any other game. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I never played like World of Warcraft or some sort of.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably the second for me, I guess, because like
Final Fantasy
11, 14, and World of Warcraft, I kind of just mashing it together because it's all basically the same thing for the most part. But yeah, no, this is definitely like my second longest game I played.
I want to like see how many hours I've put into Overwatch, because before Monster Hunter World is probably Overwatch that I played the most.
I'm sure you've passed it like
500 hours ago.
Times.
Like,
yeah.
It's interesting. Like I'm sure there's like some fighting game that I've played more than Overwatch, but like.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, no, Monster Hunter World's amazing, and they're
I'm really excited. Oh yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to hop back on. And they're probably still doing like summer festivals or whatever.
Yeah, for sure
like
they are.
All that.
Yeah, they already have this. They already put out a schedule. There's a new Horizon, Frozen Waste or something. Horizon.
Frozen Wind,
Frozen Wild, something like
Frozen Wild sounds right.
There's like an
Horizon
event.
Zero Dawn.
There's a Horizon Zero Dawn event quest that's happening. We don't know what that's gonna be. I'm hoping you get to fight a. I don't even care if it's just Devil Joe reskinned or something, but I want it to be that like that robot monster from Horizon. That'd be really cool.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Yeah, too. And then they're gonna do.
Oh god, I missed that game too. Horizon Zero Dawn's another good game. That came out
dude, they'll probably do a sequel for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of sequels, did you see the Last of Us 2 trailer?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it looks
I've seen like a screenshot or something. Bitch.
It's so good. It looks so good. But I can't wait to see what more collabs they do, because they did all those cool collabs. Remember they did the Witcher collab? What if they do a Cyberpunk 2077 collab? They probably will.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think I guess it would be odd because like
the CD Projekt
Assassin's Creed is in there as well.
Well, I mean it's like the same like company that did Witcher, CD Projekt Red.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I still want a Nier collab, but like,
I'm sure that's coming. What,
like 2B layered armor or something? That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I would actually never change. I would just be 2B. I'd just be playing.
I would love that. I love that so much. And you already play Longsword already, right?
Yeah, right, yeah. Remember, dude, they should make a new weapon class in Monster Hunter, and it should be like those fists. Fist weapons that like 2B can have.
In Dauntless, you could do fists.
Yeah, that's like the new weapon. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe they won't do it because Dauntless did it. It'll just seem like fighting.
Sure,
but like
they implemented the whole wound system. But I mean, we're not saying it's nor here nor there.
Well, I mean, it's like the wounding is just part of the whole clutch claw thing. Though. It's like wounding and Dauntless seems like it's one mechanic, but like in Monster Hunter World, it's like. There's like many new mechanics of clutch claw, and wounding is just part of it. Like it's like you can also like get on the monster's head and punch them, and it'll like turn them like 45 degrees, and then like you can like then if you have slinger ammo in your slinger, you shoot all of it at once. If you hit R2 while you're on a monster, and if you shoot them in the head, it makes them fly forward. And if they run into a wall, that does like, I'm telling you, it does like 700, sometimes over 1,000 damage to a monster when they hit the wall and they get knocked down. Then you can like attack the head. But when they get knocked out, sometimes like if you've done it to them enough times, it wounds them, right? Yeah. So they get knocked down. Their head takes a ton of damage. They're wounded, and you're like attacking it now. Everyone's like,
does it reset their knockdown too?
Dude, it always... Wait, what?
Does it reset their knockdown?
What does that mean?
Because I saw Jingle do plenty of like down with the longsword.
Helm Splitter.
I forgot what it's called. Helm Splitter.
Yeah.
And he always knocked down... I can't remember who it was. I think it was Titi.
Oh, like they're stun? I think it's different from stun. That's the cool thing. Okay. I think like you can like... Yeah, because it's changed up. You don't remember when monsters would drop like ammo, monster ammo? And there's like piercing shot or dragon shot or whatever.
Yeah.
My favorite now 100% is Slinger Thorn, which is like it's only 2 shots, but what it does is it embeds these like thorns into the monster.
Yes.
So if you use the flint shot on a monster's head, they hit the wall, they fall down. Now they have Slinger Thorns in their head. Then now you're beating up their head, and then you're getting the Slinger Thorn damage. And then they get knocked over again because they're getting stunned because they're dizzy because the thorns are doing so much damage. It's so fun.
That's cool. That's awesome. That kind of reminds me of like, because I know this now, of like Tekken when you like wall reset them.
Yo, you playing Tekken?
I've seen it. I haven't. I played a little bit.
I'm never deleting Tekken. We should play it. Season 3
I don't have it. Hold on. I don't have it. I was playing it in the Las Vegas Gamers like tournament.
Hell yeah. No, wall splats, man. That's like, ooh, Tekken's fun. Yo, season 3 just came out. I haven't jumped in yet because Monster Hunter, but like Zafina, they brought my girl Zafina back. I'm super excited about that. Like, I've been waiting for Zafina to come back to Tekken since Tekken Tag Tournament 2. So that's really cool.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Happy birthday? I don't know, whatever.
Well, I mean, like, so she's like, she was like a new character in 6, and they had everyone in Tag 2. You know, it was like Super Smash Brothers Ultimate or something. They just brought everyone back. And then Tekken 7 came out. She wasn't in it. But now she's in it again. She's so weird. I love her. She's really cool. And then and they're bringing back who knows who's going to come back. I'm excited to see the new guest characters and all that stuff and all the returning characters. I hope they bring Christy back, at least as like a Eddie skin. I just like Christy. Anyway,
I'm trying to remember who I played when I was playing it, but there was someone I did like in there.
You were playing Tekken 7 though, right?
7, yeah, it was 7. I can't remember who
everyone
it was,
plays Dragunov or
there's one that's like she's super hot and she's like almost goth, I guess, and she has a little hat and like a little veil kind of thing.
Anna?
Or is this
Anna Williams?
Anna. I love her.
She's pretty cool. She was one of the first round of DLCs. She's like an old returning character too, so she's cool.
Cool.
Her and her sister Nina, they have like a rivalry.
There's also Bob too, right?
Bob's really good.
Oh, you know what? 2B was in there, right?
No, that's Soul Calibur.
I'm thinking Soul Calibur. Jesus Christ.
2B was like OP when she came out. I was exclusively playing 2B for a while.
Yeah.
And then like they got new, like I think they eventually nerfed some of her kit because it was just like too crazy.
Yeah. I think I want to save Borderlands 2 for like next month, by the way.
Okay, we should take a pause real quick just so I could like play back some of this audio.
What?
I said we should take a pause. Let me just like play back some of my audio.
But I'll save Borderlands 2 for next month. That will be enough time to probably talk about spoilers, unless
you don't want to talk about it a little bit.
Borderlands 3.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things I want to talk about it on it, but like I don't want to talk about the bugs. I should.
You should talk about whatever you want to talk about. There's big bug problems. I've noticed that there's bugs like for
Xbox specifically, because I'm currently playing with Xbox with Anyanka and Clayton, and like they we've had a few bugs where like there's audio issues where some of us wasn't watching cutscenes. Where I went in my mech because I play as Mose, that one that's basically like Diva. And I went in my mech and then came out of it, and then I ended up getting the property that that is like you're in the moon or something. So I had like zero gravity.
I've actually I've seen that pop up on other things too. Like I've seen people write about that specific bug. So that's a really replicable bug. That
only happened once, but I mean, regardless, like we've had multiple. Like,
did you exploit? Did you use any exploits with that?
No, we didn't. We don't. I will not confirm nor deny that we used any exploits. Also, we really didn't, because like we were just trying to do the main story.
I mean, it's also not like a competitive game.
I mean, other than that, like I'm really loving the game.
You're loving it.
I am loving it.
Yeah, awesome.
The characters are always great. I don't think that was ever really a problem in any of the Borderlands games.
Okay.
And then I love the weapons too. And I recently just watched like a video where like how much work that went into the weapons and how different they sound, at least for sure.
Okay.
And Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like that's like the part of the game I think I don't like too much is like because it's interesting. Like Borderlands 2 was written by Anthony Birch, and I love him, but like I didn't like Borderlands 2. Like I just didn't like that type of writing and that like type of storytelling and stuff. And I think the same, but more for Borderlands 3. You know what I mean? It's like the more of the same. So it's like, oh, that's not for me type of thing. Which is a big surprise, which really surprised me about Tales from the Borderlands, that Telltale game, because I love that. I was like, wow, this is so good, actually. This is because actually it's interesting because I don't like it usually. And that one being so good really like blew me away, you know?
Yeah.
But like, and it's respectful of its canon, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's cool. But like, from what I've seen of Borderlands 3, a lot of cool quality of life changes, right? Like, you know, vaulting over things, you know, like,
yeah,
like,
the movement was like the first thing I noticed, and I just got so hype for that.
It just seems like one of those things where it's like, oh, Borderlands 2 is going to be hard to return to after playing this one. Like, if you're into that.
Yeah. But yeah, they definitely changed up a lot of stuff. Like, again, the movement, just vaulting over things just makes things feels so much better. Cause like, it was always a problem with me just trying to figure out where I could jump onto in order to get on top of things. Mm-hmm. And now it's following the same things where it's like Apex or something, which I changed my controls. I usually change my controls on Apex to evolved, which I'm trying to remember, but I think the jump button's on the LB button, left bumper button, or R1 for us.
L1.
And then L1. And then crouch is like the right thumbstick.
Yeah.
And I was doing that and I was like, oh yes, this feels beautiful. I don't think there's like the same movement mechanic that Apex has where like your speed increases when you slide. Because I was trying to do that like glitch, I guess, or that exploit. But that it's not a thing. You don't get increased speed. Except for when you're going downhill. I think that's still a thing. Where you have higher speeds when you're going downhill and you're sliding.
But yeah, they're like totally made by different like studios and stuff, right? There's no connection to Apex, right?
It's not.
Okay, so you were just like, okay.
I was just like
wishful thinking
to fit those.
Yeah,
yeah, but like it still feels good, and like even I still move a lot faster. Like if I were to quickly slide under something, I could do that like naturally because I've done it in Apex.
Damn, Apex makes me sad a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah, because like it's so successful. I don't think we'll ever get a Titanfall 3.
Oh no, I know what you're saying.
And I really like Titanfall.
Titanfall was like I was
like when you're talking about like movement and first person shooters, like Titanfall is like probably one of my favorites.
I definitely forgot about like Titanfall for a hot second until like
even that multiplayer
my coworker was talking about. Yeah,
remember like you got those
wall
like
running?
Wall running.
I missed one wall running.
The grappling hooks that you could use to like shoot yourself around. It was like I was like, wow, I don't like first person shooters usually, but like this one's like really like mobile, you know?
Yeah,
I remember playing
I always loved that.
I played something like Overwatch after playing Titanfall 2, and I was like, ugh.
Why am I Zenyatta and why am I not flying?
Yeah. And why am I Zenyatta getting caught in bear traps? Like, it doesn't make any sense. How come I can't just like float over the like well and the Ilios or whatever, you know?
Oh yeah.
But
I don't. It's it's definitely a different. It at least feels different for sure.
Yeah, also like time to kill in Overwatch is like way slower than a lot of first person shooters. I think Apex is probably more in line with like it's faster, right? People die faster.
It depends on where you go. If you go in hot zones and you're not a skilled player, then yeah, games go quick. Otherwise, like if you go in a zone that you know no one's gonna be in, it's definitely gonna be like at least a 15-20 minute game.
Oh no, I mean like how much health does your character like does it go fast like in a firefight? Like can you die quickly?
Again, depending on the opposing person and the player's skill, it can on average it can go down pretty fast.
Okay, so it's like not as fast as like Call of Duty and like Titanfall.
No.
But faster than Overwatch.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But
that is interesting.
Yeah, that's basically all I want to say about Borderlands for now. I'll probably get into it next month or something. Maybe not so much in story. I'll probably talk more about like the looting and everything or whatever. But other than that, like I've been playing Apex is the other game I've been playing, and then I've been really itching to play Smash Brothers.
Nice.
Just because I've been watching a lot of like tournaments and stuff, and I want to play Ganon. The heavy hitter character.
One of my favorite videos online is this video. It's a Smash Brothers video about like how broken the ice climbers were in Melee.
Oh yeah.
And there's this guy. There's this Smash Brothers player named Mewtwo King, and he's like a really good player, and he gets caught by the ice climbers there's this move. They have this like untechable grab cheese that like they could just keep doing damage to you as soon as they touch you, and so it's like grand finals of this like tournament, and then this guy grabs Mewtwo King. And he just looks so sad, and it's like the saddest. Like he's not even angry. He just has like the saddest expression of like just like defeat, And you're just like
it's already over.
Yeah, he's just like, this is so unfair, and it is. It's so unfair. It's so broken, but it's like it's really funny. Just like, and that guy like pops off too after he wins. He's just like, all excited. It's like,
of course,
bro.
But I'm sure like the community and the audience was like, this is cheese.
I think some people are mad. Yeah, I think a lot of people are mad probably, but like,
yeah, I feel like I don't know. I don't follow too much of the Melee. I used to be super into Melee because my friend was, but I quickly dropped off of that because I do like the newer style because it's a lot slower or something. I don't know. I can't really compare.
Isn't it interesting that like Sakurai like does not want that game to be competitive? Like he just doesn't want it to be competitive, but everyone's like making like, so he adds stuff that like makes it like not competitive, like tripping, like how you just trip randomly.
Yeah,
like that's like not fair. It just happens. But like, it's because he doesn't want it to be competitive. Like, but like people still
just wanted to be a fun game where you could mash Nintendo characters together or other characters at this point.
I find that like pretty awesome. That like. The
community just shit on the owner of the game.
No, that like even despite his like protestations, like they've like made it into something different. I mean, that's like transformative, like that's transformative art. That's like fan fiction, there's like, so many authors hate fan fiction, like they hate fan fiction. Some people like it, but like, it's like J.K. Rowling famously, I'm fine with it. But like, there's like tons of authors out there, like George R.R. Martin and like, all sorts of other ones that like just don't like. Anne Rice famously hates fan fiction, but like people still do it. It's like, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like at what point is your creation, and at one point, like, I mean, like technically ownership wise or copyright wise, it's whoever the copyright holders is, which is even weirder. Course, like Mickey Mouse is owned, like by Disney because they like extended copyright laws and like they changed the law to keep a hold of him longer. I don't know.
That poor fucking mouse.
No, I don't like
enslaved forever.
Can we talk real quick about Spider-Man?
Yeah, for a little bit.
You got Spider-Man on your shirt.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. This was unintentional. I did kind of see a Facebook meme where it was like, he attack, the boy is back. And I guess Disney and Sony made an agreement or something with Spider-Man.
Yeah. So he's coming back to the MCU. Disney's taking 25%, which is because like originally they wanted 50, Sony didn't want to give them 50, so they're taking 25, and he's back in the MCU, and I'm so tired. I don't want that. I don't like that. I actually it's unhappy. It's an unpopular opinion. I was happy that he was out of the MCU.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was super happy.
Oh,
I don't like Disney.
But now he is. Now he's back.
I really don't like Disney.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought you were happy that he wasn't in MCU.
Yeah,
just like he was being taken off.
It was.
Oh, wait, MCU's Disney.
Yeah, Disney owns MCU.
Oh, whoops. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
No.
Okay.
It's like, I'm just like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Lame.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
But I knew it would happen. Yeah, it's like, of course it would happen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's this interesting thing about outrage.
They
culture.
still got a hold on his ass, just like they do with Mickey Mouse. 25% of that.
Well, no, they don't own him. They don't own him. That's the thing. Yeah.
Oh,
They're only gonna make profits off of him, but like Sony still owns the film rights, which good. Okay. Keep them. Like that's smart. Don't give them to Disney. Never give them to Disney.
Never give in.
Oh, I never want that to happen.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, I did see that. Meme
like I don't care about Sony. Like Sony's not cool. Just Disney sucks. Like you know what I mean.
But the worser of two evils.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that with that being said, that's the end of our podcast. Thank you for listening, everybody, to the Binch Bros podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/BinchBros, and on Twitter, BinchBros.pod. And also on you can find our podcast on Podbean, binchbros.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes and Spotify. I've been Kiyo.
And then say June.
I guess. I don't know. I can't remember if we did that or not. But bye. Goodbye. Bye.